Hello everybody and welcome. Scotty here from azoffroad.net, coming to you guys with a video and a little bit of a mission today. Now, I'm currently sitting out here just outside of Morristown, Arizona on Anderson Mill Trail. It's just off of Castle Hot Springs Road, about 3 miles from State Highway 74. But the purpose of today is to basically give a little summer shakedown. You know, summer's right around the corner. I'm out of school finally, and we have some pretty exciting trip plans coming up. And if you've seen our latest Jeep Grand Cherokee project video, it's part 4 now that we just published. We did some unscheduled maintenance to the Jeep, and that included, of course, a water pump, a fan clutch, fuel injectors, fuel rail, and a couple of other smaller things. And I just want to take it out and give it a little bit of a test. You know, I drive the Jeep every day, normally short to medium haul trips, so I want to give it a good solid 3 to 4 hours of driving just to make sure everything's good to go for summer. So that's why we're out here today, because we may as well go and do some good old-fashioned exploring. So we're gonna get the Jeep ready and head out down the trail and see what we can find. Now, we don't really need to air down on this trail. Nothing on here is crazy difficult. Don't plan on getting too crazy with the 4-wheel drive today, but airing down will mean that I have to air back up, which means I get to try out the compressor. So this trip mainly just to get out and make sure everything's working, you know. Basically a light run of what we'll be doing during the summer. So bringing the jack along, making sure that their radios are working, all the equipment's working. So yeah, a nice test run here, because I'd much rather break down and get stuck here than much further away from home. So we'll see what we got. Well, we have made it out here to Anderson Mill, which you can see just behind me as the big pile of junk, rubble, whatever you want to call it. It took us about 30 minutes to get out here. The trail itself is only about 6 miles from the end of the pavement to here, so not really too bad. The trail was in a little bit rougher shape than I remember, but it's been 2 years since we've been out here. So the most important thing is that this thing has not changed at all, and that's why a lot of people come out here to check this out. Now, this was an old mill site here on the San Domingo Wash, and there's several mines that are further up that I don't think we're going to check out today, but we're going to go walk around this structure and see what it's all about. I actually got an email from the owner back when we did the trail the first time, like 4 or 5 years ago, just talking about the area and that this structure was actually built from World War II surplus scrap and a couple of old dump truck beds. But it's pretty cool. Very unique structure. You don't normally see mining structures built like this, but we're gonna go check it out. So we are in the belly of the beast here right now. all kinds of different components were used. Basically, it seems like whatever they could find was used to build this milling site, which is basically a way to process ore. So they would take ore from the nearby mines, presumably start at the top, and then kind of sort their way down through these different hoppers. You can see one there and another bigger one right here. There's actually some bees right there. So if you come out here and hear some buzzing, you might want to stay away from this area in particular. But some more processing equipment down here. This is probably where the more fine minerals, whatever they were going after, probably gold and the like, it'd be processed here and then put into a truck or a wagon or something and hauled out of the creek. Now, just back right before you get to Anderson Mill, the trail actually crosses a wet spot, which I'm assuming is where they got their water from. The trail is a little bit eroded back there, but nothing too bad. But definitely not somewhere you want to be when it is raining, because this wash probably gets flowing pretty good. Alright, so up on top of the structure now, and you really get a good vantage point of just how crazy all of this is built. And it really makes you wonder, you know, everything down there was put there with some sort of purpose. And figuring that out maybe 40, 50 years later is not always easy, but they built something and it worked. It's still standing here. Processed a lot of mine tailings and sits here completely abandoned. Now I think you can walk out onto the structure a little bit. I guess we'll hop up there and see what we can find. So this is up on top of Anderson Mill. Talk about a good view from up here. Nice. But seriously though, about the bees, be very careful. I don't know if it's the time of year that we're coming, but got stung by one already. Trying not to get stung by another. But yeah, they seem to be mainly concentrated on the bottom there, but just keep an eye out and don't be afraid to jump back in your car and leave if it gets too bad. But as long as you stick to the top section, like right up around here, and the bottom section down there by the wash, I think you should be okay to avoid the bees. Anyway, there's plenty to see. Again, very interesting structure here. Very fascinating the way all of this was put together. And as far as Anderson Mill Trail, it comes from San Domingo Wash that way. About half a mile back, you follow the wash. You can see the wet section right there where the trail is a little bit eroded. And if you want to continue on past the mill, there's stuff to see. There are, I think, about 3 to 4 more mines further up the wash. That's where the trail continues. And it ends at the Underwood family homestead. Now, not too much is left there, except for a well and a couple of grave sites. But it makes for a nice side trip. I think to the grave site and back to Castle Hot Springs Road is about 15 miles. Whereas Anderson Mill is about 10 miles. So if you're looking to extend your day a little bit, you know, maybe Anderson Mill wasn't enough for you, then definitely check that out. So we're gonna go ahead and head back down here. Try not to get stung by any more bees, and continue back to Castle Hot Springs Road, where we have one more thing to check out before going home. So long, Anderson Mill. Until next time. And right up here, you can actually see where the water is continuing to flood the road. And at one point, it was piped and collected and harvested through these holding tanks and pipelines and whatever else they had going on here. Pretty cool. So that is where we are going. It's just a few miles up Castle Hot Springs Road, and you gotta look for a pretty marked turnoff. And the path to get up here is pretty rough. Actually decided to park the Jeep and walk the rest of the way, just because it looked like my turning around capabilities were hindered. So nothing wrong with a little exercise, and we'll be up here to this next mine. Alrighty, so we've made it up to this really small mine on the side of this mountain here, and got some interesting stuff left. Some kind of sorter or ore processing thing right there, and then you got these pipes that go down, I'm thinking, to that water tank right there, and then there are more foundations down there. But most of the main tailings are actually up this hill here, and not sure what they were mining here because there is no info. So if you thought Anderson Mill was a little crude, this one certainly takes the cake. So guessing this was started around the same time, but could be more recent because this is kind of a unique little trailer type device that would have been hauled up this road. Again, not easy to get up here, but here's this trailer used for processing the ore, and I'm guessing that was probably elevated in the air at one point, and the ore went down this little chute and into this tumbler. So pretty cool. So I got another water tank up the hill here. And again, all the tailings and the adits are up that mountain there. So yeah, really cool. Been here once before, but it was on ATVs, so we were able to drive right up to it. It's a little bit different than a Jeep or an SUV. So this thing, I'm thinking, is a little more recent than Anderson Mill is, just based off all the electronics that are still left. Had quite a setup here. Lots of machinery operating, and where they got their power from, I don't know if they generated it on site or if they tapped into some power lines nearby, but I talk about a real desolate place to live and work. Beautiful, but it sure is way the heck out here. Okay, so on closer inspection, this cement pad that I was using to launch the drone actually has some markings in it, and at first I thought, it was just people who came after the fact, but this could have been when this mine was operational. We see some names here, and then the date of August 94, and then AU. I'm guessing that stood for gold, which is what they mined here. So interesting little tidbit there hidden away in the concrete. But it is getting windy, it's getting hot. I believe it's time to head back. All right, so that is going to conclude this video here today. Really happy with how the Jeep turned out. It's about 100 degrees, which is why we are heading home right now. But we've been driving for the past 5 hours, and all the new components we installed, which you can see in part 4 of our ZJ project video, held up and really did well today. So the Jeep is dialed in just how I want it right now. No major changes before summer hits. So yeah, and we got the opportunity to check out some neat places. Of course, the Anderson Mill, as well as that other unknown mine, as we attempted to shake down our Jeep, and it held up, which is great. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. And I also appreciate your patience over the past couple of months. It's been a little bit slow with the releases and the videos and everything, and been focused on school and trying to graduate, but we have some great stuff planned for this summer. Can't wait to go out and do it. Can't wait to publish it on our website. And if you haven't been on our website recently, definitely go check it out, because we've completely overhauled it, the style and design, added some new stuff. So hopefully it is more accessible and user-friendly and a little bit more modern. So anyways, thank you again for watching this video, and we will see you.